Yo, what's going on, man? We are back for another episode of Southern Hospitality, where me and my sister talk about the Black millennial experience in America. I'm your co-host, Landon Moss.
I'm Gabby Moss, and today we'll be talking about what we learned or unlearned, millennial entitlement, where we learn that entitlement from, how society caters and promotes that entitlement, and respecting other people's time. All right, so we're gonna get it kicked off here quickly.
Damn, you ain't gonna ask how I'm doing?
That's what I was gonna start with. I was gonna
No,
say,
why you lie?
quickly. Landon, how you doing?
Yo, ass was go. You was trying to jump right to this mug. Damn, you ain't wondering how I'm feeling today?
I was gonna say, how you doing, Landon? Like, what's been up? Or like,
Well, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I just been working,
yeah,
acting classes and everything. It's been crazy, man.
yeah.
Not the acting classes, but just the whole Ice Cube 50 Cent thing. And you see today, Eric Trump Jr. posted Eric, whatever his son's name, Eric Trump, little dickhead. But he posted 50 and Ice Cube and Trump hats. I mean, it was photoshopped, but it was like he's basically using them as like catalyst. It's crazy.
Weren't we talking about that earlier? How everybody profits off of Black people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I wonder if Cube approved that.
Oh no, he said, "Nigga, please." Nah, he wasn't fucking with that.
But the crazy thing is, the damage is already done.
Exactly.
It's already done. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, you knew who you was dealing with.
That's one thing I don't like that though. It's like I don't think there's anything that he can do now to get outside of what people have boxed him into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he was really only trying to help.
Exactly. But because it was perceived a certain way, now it's like, oh no, that's just how you are. We not fucking with you.
Cancel culture, man.
It's terrible, man.
Cancel culture. Yeah, it's disappointing too because of how much he's done for the culture.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, clearly we know like he's definitely trying to help, but they have definitely turned that against him. And I don't know too much about it. But I didn't even know about the whole Trump hat thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Damn, that's disrespectful.
Dude, so disrespectful. Another thing, I mean, this is another thing too. I'm gonna just go ahead and jump back into the cancel culture topic real quick before we jump into this episode. I should have said this last time. I don't like how cancel culture doesn't allow people to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like,
yeah,
you feel like you have to grow in this utopian perfect way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so unfair because if you make a mistake, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Which isn't true at all.
Right. Like, how else do people grow?
Exactly.
If not from your mistakes of getting it, not doing it the right way, or like, how else does that happen?
Exactly. I mean, there are certain mistakes that's like, okay, that, you know what I'm saying?
Unforgivable.
There's certain mistakes that they go past the limit of forgiveness, but like just little shit, like especially stuff that's like when people go back into the past, I hate that shit.
Like 10 years?
Yeah, something you said when you was like 14 or so. Like, bro, do you think I'm the same person as a 25-year-old that I was when I was 14? Really?
Yeah. And you know what? I kind of feel like that plays in the cancel culture, is expecting people to be who they've always been. Like, no, if I'm a human, if I'm growing, I'm going to be a lot different than I was, hell, last year.
Exactly.
If I'm experiencing new things, and I was thinking about this too, because it's crazy that she brought it up, but I was just thinking like, damn, I am not, like, it's almost night and day who I was 10 years ago. Like almost night and day, completely, because who I am now would not agree with who I was.
Right.
And I just think about like how can you expect somebody to not grow? But then I think about what has caused me to grow is that I've experienced different things. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced different cultures, different people. I've gone to different places. If I've only ever been in one city and only experienced one way of life, and that's all I've ever experienced, then I can kind of understand how people don't grow and how they remain stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's one of the benefits of us being in the military family.
Yeah.
It's like we've experienced basically every region of the country. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we've seen different walks of life
Yeah.
and we've experienced different types of people.
Yeah.
And I just think about like some of the friends that we have like in certain places like Kansas or even like in the DMV. And some of them are still like around the same stuff, doing the same thing they were doing like when we were in high school, because it's all that they've known.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They don't know about the other sides of life. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of how we can. I mean, social media, I think helps with that. You get to see different types of, but then it's like well, I don't know what the word is, but it's like it's not always how shit really is. Like when people think about LA,
Yeah.
or this girl the other day, she was like, stop following these influencers and like all they do is promote blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't like that. That's you associate influencers as there's so many different types of influencers.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are some really go ahead.
No. I was interrupting you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that there are so many different types of influencers, and I know some that are really, really good. Hell, I'm one of the really good ones. I like to think.
You are.
But you know what I mean? I just these labels, man. I don't like it.
Yeah. Because I just think about influence like Najoni. Do you remember Najoni?
Oh yeah, Najoni, yeah.
Super dope, super down to earth, and she's an influencer. Like they're all types, but it's when people say stuff like that, they're projecting. So it's always like, yeah, that's the type of influencers you follow, but the ones I follow are a lot different. I mean, that's just it's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, cancel culture is so toxic. I hate the word toxic, but it really is. It is. And if anybody who has done their own growing, I think knows like you're gonna fuck up. You are. Yeah. It's the ones that don't grow that are the harshest because I mean shit, you ain't did no growing of your own. So it's easy to point the finger at someone else.
That's just so whack, man. But you know what isn't whack? Learning. So Lauren, what's one thing that you learned this week?
I already knew that you was gonna do that, so whatever. But I learned a lot of stuff this week. I had my therapy appointment today, and it was really good. I'm not gonna lie. We started off. I was like, I don't know about this one, but now,
like the actual therapist.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure about her, but someone was like, give her a chance, because I'm used to my old therapist, and our relationship, our dynamic, and this one is completely different. But this one is necessary for like the next level that I'm at. So, yeah, we're starting, and I think she knew that I was hesitant initially, so she didn't really try to pressure me into, delving into more than what I wanted to delve into. So our first couple of sessions were kind of very surface level, but now we're starting to get it like the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
But one thing that kind of was like a revelation to me is just how influential our needs are in on our behavior. So for example, I think there's like very basic needs that everybody has, but how we go about getting those, like fulfilling those needs can look very, very different. So my need, and there's different ones, but mine that is very, very like at the forefront of everything I do is I have to feel safe. And it's not just physical safety, it's emotional safety, it's mental safety, financial safety. Like if I don't have those, then that's when I like financial safety. If I don't have financial safety, I will work 60, 70, 80 hours a week until I get it. That's what that need comes out as for me. Emotional safety, if I don't get that, then I disassociate. If I don't feel safe emotionally around somebody, I'll disassociate and then I'll distance myself. And you'll get kind of like just this stoic version of me. But once I feel emotionally safe, that's when like how I really am, who I really am, my authentic self comes out. But it depends on how safe I feel. So my whole life, and I never realized it, has been structured around meeting that need of I have to feel safe. And when I don't feel safe, that's when I run. That's when I leave situations. That's when I ghost people that I have done in the past. So that was going back to, you said something earlier, and that's when I was like, are what we learned are both kind of similar, but I don't remember what you said. You remember what you said?
Hell no.
It's okay. It's all right. But there's a lot of different needs. It's just mine is safety, and yeah, me and her are she's gonna like recommend this thing called like EMDR or something. Cause
What's
we
that?
were, so basically what it is the therapist does something with your eyes where you have to like follow like your eye
Oh
movement,
yeah, I've heard of that.
and it like helps you recall
Mm-hmm.
memories. Cause I was telling her, I was like, I don't remember my childhood like at all. I remember bits and pieces, but my memory doesn't start till Kansas. And even still,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Even still, I'll like I'll see people on Facebook and their names look familiar and their faces look familiar, but I don't remember them at all.
Mm.
And so I was telling her, I was like, I really want to like know like what my child, because I don't remember it. I remember asking Randy like, what was mom like when we were younger? Because I don't remember her. I don't remember her. The only time I remember mom is when she got home from the deployment. Before that, I don't remember how she was. So
Damn.
yeah, so I'm very interested to know. And then I told her too, I was like, I remember when I was younger, I used to like I would watch movies and then in my head I would create like that same movie, but then I would change like the plot and stuff in my
Mm.
head. And so I was like, I was never present because I was always doing that.
Yeah.
Or like when I would write about my life as if I was someone else. Like it was like in third person. So
Do you a lot of times, because I find myself doing this all the time now, like a situation will happen and you start thinking about like a hypothetical situation of that same thing. Like, for example, I'm walking the dogs and a car just goes in front of us. Not like it's not anywhere close to us, but I'm like, what if that car would have came up and like might have hit? I'm holding these mangoes. They were like, what if they would have tried to hit the dogs, or I would have pulled in, I would have threw the damn mangoes at them. They would have got out and started fighting. I'm like, why am I thinking about all this? Like, I mean, as soon as I see this shit, I'm just instantly, and I'll like catch myself like, whoa, what the hell was that?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
No,
crazy.
that is our minds. And me and her were talking about it, and I was saying, like, everybody has a story that they tell themselves.
Mm.
And whether it's true or not doesn't matter because we believe those stories.
Yeah.
And just I think our minds have always like we've always been in this state of creating stories because that's
Yeah.
just like naturally how we are. Everybody has one, but I think we take it a step further, and there are other people too that I think like Shonda Rhimes. I read her book and she was saying she always does that, is she calls it lying, but it's storytelling. So
You telling stories? No, I'm not. You out here telling stories. Tell the truth.
yeah, the truth is a story.
Damn.
But
So you don't remember like Kentucky or Colorado or anything?
I remember like bits and pieces of it. Like I told her, I remember in Colorado, the police officers used to come by with the candy.
Bubble gum.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
remember
I
that
remember
too.
that. I remember I fell. I just learned to ride my bike and I fell on the curb and scarred myself up.
Mm.
Um,
Do you
and
remember that sandbox in
behind the
Colorado?
house,
Yeah.
with the stickers.
All them little stickers in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But like everything, like I don't remember it. I remember there's like 4 or 5 vivid memories that I have. One of them, I remember wherever we were, we was at recess, and I just remember looking out at the mountains and just like, man, they're so pretty. And I remember when we moved to Kentucky and there not being any mountains, like that's strange.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't remember a lot.
I, one of the things I remember is Allison and Caitlin that
Oh,
lived by that
shouts.
little. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot the last name was Shouse.
Mm-hmm.
We out here giving whole governments. I remember. I remember one time we was riding down that big ass hill, and that little. Why was that dip there? Do you remember that big ass dip?
That was the best part. It
I
was like
fell off. I fell off that shit and like scraped myself up.
you ate shit.
I ate damn near everything they had. I was eating concrete, dog shit, everything. I'm like, why is this here? I had this little green bike, and I just remember that mug was going. I was going fast, started shaking, hit that dip, and flew.
Was Evan with us?
Yes, he was. He was.
Because he tells that story. He's
Yep.
like, I remember Landon and
For context, Evan's our older brother.
yeah. He tells that story. It's so funny.
Oh, do you remember? Was it Jacoby whose house caught on fire too?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
eating Oreo Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to love them shits every
Yeah,
morning.
Oreo
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts or a boiled egg.
Hell yeah. That's a
Yeah,
disgusting diet.
I know.
He does anything.
Damn, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm curious. I mean, I might try to jump into what you're talking about because I'm curious some stuff because a lot of stuff is blank, but I do remember some stuff.
like little bits. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, that means something. Apparently, most people can remember. Like if traumatic stuff hasn't happened, stop messing
No,
with me.
no, 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 no. I'm laughing because I remember that one. Remember that dog Lucky?
Oh. Hey, you know I like outran Randy.
Brady's our older brother too.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know what we were doing, but I seen them go like this.
I forget that damn dog used to be running around and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know I'm getting off a tangent, but another thing I remember when we lived in Kansas and the Vermeecians used to have like them two like hound dogs or whatever they were, and they just
Vermeecians
Clayton.
and Maggie?
No,
No.
We lived on Post, Clayton.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, see, that's what be happening to me. But they had two dogs that they used to just let run and shit everywhere. I remember that. But okay,
Damn.
we're getting off on a tangent.
Okay.
That's what I learned is, how if you can understand what need you're trying to meet when you're doing something, I think that will, if you can become aware of what need you're trying to meet, that can help you be more mindful about the decisions that you make. Because there are a lot of things when I wasn't aware of the needs, I would just do based off of reaction.
Yep.
But now when I feel like something come up, I'm like, oh, this is bothering this type of need. So what can I do to help ease that anxiety that's arising because I feel like that need is not being met? So what did you learn?
I learned how we have to stop saying people got to earn our trust.
Oh,
and this is something Gary Vee was talking about this, and I was like, that's dope. But basically, yeah, yeah, he was hella cutting them off. That was Matthew McConaughey. So if you put some respect on Matthew McConaughey's name,
Okay.
it just got me thinking about how I think, I mean, we go into relationships, platonic or non-platonic, and like, oh, you got to earn our trust, like earn my trust. Like who? And then he was saying like, who the fuck do you think you are to have someone has to earn your trust? And it just got me thinking about like a lot of relationships that I have. And this, I'm waiting for this damn fire truck to come, drive by. This shit go pull up in the damn room.
I don't even hear it, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
But now it just got me thinking about like, and this is me, especially with like white people too, man. It's like I go into relationships or just talking to white people, like, let me not say relationships, because when I say relationships, I think people automatically think I'm talking about like
intimate
romantic,
relationships.
Yeah. But when I say relationships, I just mean like
in general.
A general relationship, whether it's platonic or not platonic, friendship or not.
Yeah.
But I'm always like on edge, like I'm not sure if I can trust you. You know what I mean? And I think that's a dangerous way to go into things because you can maneuver or like you start to act a little kind of like I'm trying to think how to say this.
Standoffish?
Like not standoffish, but you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And so I mean that might rub people the wrong way. You might lose out on a potential like good relationship with someone. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not fully invested into it.
Yeah.
But it's hard because there are times like where I have trusted people and they've like done stuff that like, oh, I should have trusted this person. I knew it. You know what I mean? Or like someone says some stuff that's like, oh, that's really how you was feeling the whole time. Like, you told me this whole time, I thought we was cool, and you really felt this, like you basically was using me for like, and I don't know. It's just hard to, I don't know. Like it's something I think I have to work at because I just don't want to trust. Damn, is there a fire in my apartment?
What if it really was?
The damn fire alarms will be going off again for the 10th straight day.
Somehow I feel like that probably it'd be the opposite. Like the fire alarms are actually broken.
Man, no, they're so janky. We like that's another subject. I forgot my train of thought, but basically, I was just saying, just working on trusting people. But it's so hard, man, especially now. There's such a divide. You don't know people's like motives. A lot of times people have, not a lot of times. See, look at me. There's sometimes people have ulterior motives. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like just talking about it out loud. I'm like, damn, I'm like conflicted. I'm torn.
I told my former boss that I didn't trust white women. I don't. It's really easy. So I agree with them in saying that, earning the trust it's kind of bullshit. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, what do you have to lose? Think about it. Like, what do you have to lose as a white person if you put your trust in somebody else?
I don't know, white person. They're both white men as
What
well.
do you have to lose?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel with black people, there's so much to lose if I trust the wrong person. My life, for one. So it's very difficult to say, like, yeah, you gotta, I gotta be more trusting, because it's like, it's a real threat out here. That's the reality. I struggle with it too. I do, because I put my trust in people and then ended up in worse situations. I don't know. Yeah. I feel,
Dude, I know there have been times too where I start to trust someone, you know what I'm saying? And there one thing happens, I'm like, oh, then I start to like retract. I start to like fall back a little bit, like, oh, maybe I can't trust you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think my therapist, because we kind of touched on that too, and she was saying, people are they're gonna fuck up, basically. Mm-hmm. It's less about them messing up and more about how do they repair that you should focus on. Because we all come from different walks of life, so how we approach things are going to be different. But how do they respond when you notify them, like when you tell them that they've messed up? How do they respond? And then how do they respond afterwards? Do they respond just in that moment and it's good and go back to what they were doing, or is it a permanent change? And she said that's more so an accurate measure of whether or not to trust somebody is how do they respond when they have slighted you or whatever.
Right. So, no, I like that. I like that. What?
I don't want to do it, but
honestly, that's how I was with like my old roommates.
Yeah.
Like, because I lived with like 3 white dudes, and I really was like, I don't know if I can trust these dudes. You know what I mean? But I will say, through their actions, though, I've learned to trust them because they have shown like a conscious, continuous effort.
Consistently.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they've been consistent with their efforts. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, them boys, man.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump into it. So let's go ahead and talk about this, because we talked about this briefly after I rubbed my hands because I'm excited. We talked about the concept of millennial entitlement.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh shit. So oh shit, I really don't know. So millennial entitlement is this feeling. I spoke about it on the last episode when I was talking about voting. Like there should be something, like there should be a crash course, or like we should have something that tells us about all these candidates, blah blah blah, and all these things. Like it should be given to us. We shouldn't have to go out and search for the information. It should be given to us. Am I loud?
No. I was just adjusting.
Okay.
My ear was hurting.
Okay. But it's crazy that was my thought. That was instinctual thought, was like, they should give us the information because we're voting. Why wouldn't we have to go out and do the work of looking these candidates up and figuring out what they stand for? Why should it just be given to us? And I think that is something that goes into a lot of different things with our generation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dating. We have Tinder. Bring the girls to me.
One
I will
click.
swipe and decide which one I want.
One
Indeed
click.
worthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got
One
that.
click. Yep.
I mean, you want to ride somewhere. Hey, a car needs to come pick me up now. Uber. Hey, I'm hungry. Someone bring me food. Postmates, Uber Eats. Hey, my dog needs to go outside. I don't feel like walking her. Wag. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these different things that are given to us on demand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think it's caused us to I don't know, feel like everything should be given to us
Yeah.
in
Quickly.
all terms, all fields, like everything. You know,
Yeah.
even like career wise. Like I've been posting videos. I should be YouTube famous by now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Man, it plays into so much. Like even when we were talking about the process and all of that, people want to skip the process because they feel entitled to the end result.
yeah.
No, you got to put the work in, baby.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Aunt May. Auntie May.
Baby. Yeah, you know, and millennials get really bad rep for being super entitled. But I always go back to, well, who was raising us? Because we ain't just come out the womb entitled. Who was raising us? Who
Give
gave
me some
us?
breast milk.
Okay. Who gave us? Because and it was based off that video you sent me from that, what is her name?
Till Swan.
Yeah, Till Swan, and she was talking about millennials being entitled, and she was saying, you think about it, somebody who is entitled expects for something to be given to them because they don't think they're capable of getting it on their own. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. It's like we're so used to things being there, done quickly. It's like, well, what other way would I do it if not this way? You know what I'm saying? So, and I think also going into like where we learn it from, me and you were talking about it earlier about how our minds compartmentalize stuff so that we can readily access information. Because our mind is like a survival, like this bad boy is here to get us to surviving, to keep us surviving. Right. So it has to do things and operate in a certain way so we can make decisions as quick as possible to survive. And one of the ways it does that is through the use of labels. So when you were talking about just the way the ballots are laid out and how we have labels, a Democrat, Republican. If you say you're a Democrat, there are certain values, certain colors, certain beliefs that for the most part, you can generalize with a Democrat. Right. And that's how our mind operates is this label means this label means this label means this. So in a sense, people cater to that by compartmentalizing stuff and making it easier for our brains to get that information, which leads to us feeling entitled. Like, oh, I got it this quickly. You know, I was able to get on a dating app and match with somebody within seconds. I don't have to do the work of actually meeting somebody, starting a conversation, and like following up. Like, I don't have to do the work because it's already been done for me.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good, but I also think it's bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I also think about like when I be trying to do new hobbies, I look on YouTube and I'm skipping through videos and stuff. Like I don't want to see.
I do it too,
like, yeah. Like I need the information right now. I don't want to see this whole damn. It'd be like a 5-minute video, and I'm like, no. I need this shit in the first 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. I completely lost my train of thought. What was I just saying?
You were talking about how you get on YouTube when you're DJing.
Damn, yeah, it was something before that though.
Oh.
But
yeah, no. I know I get irritated with websites that don't have the information laid out a certain way. It's like, did you not think about like how I was gonna, from a marketing, because that is marketing. Remember we were talking about this earlier, like how all of marketing is catering. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah. But you finish, I'm sorry.
But how it caters to those needs that we have and that entitlement that we have to information.
Yeah. I was going to say that is something I think that can be super dangerous. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you can manipulate the shit out of people.
And that's what they do.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because they know that you're associating this with this. Like, And
Mhm.
we'll just jump right back into like the politics side of it. Like a Democrat can throw in different things. Oh, another thing too, but I'm gonna get to that after this. But a Democrat can throw in like different policies and stuff because it's like, oh, the Democratic, they got the best interest. I like black people, they got the best interest for black people, or blah blah.
Mhm.
Like, and they don't always, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But they
Mhm.
know that they can look like they do.
Mhm.
Now, what I was gonna say is there was this one thing my old roommate was telling me about was it was something about like child pornography, right?
Mhm.
Which is fucked up. And instantly you see that and it's like, that's fucking terrible, blah, 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 blah. But they had threw in some underlying stuff that was saying like they could get the information of like all the stuff that people would be looking up. It was something that was like they used this one thing that is disgusting to throw in
Oh.
an underlying thing where they can like basically creep more on your information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
people act on emotion rather than rationality.
Yeah.
Like instead of reading the fine print, people see that instantly. Because I mean, even me, I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. No, but it's like, what's the underlying fine
What else
print
is
of it
in
as
there?
well?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah. That is like the marketing holy grail is humans are irrational. Humans make decisions on emotions.
Yeah.
Like that is marketing 101. Appeal to their emotions. If you can appeal to a person's emotions, you can control them.
This is true.
Yeah. You can
It's
control
so
them.
true.
Yeah. I wrote something the other day, because sometimes I just write like little reminders to myself and then they'll come back out, but hopefully I still have it. Hold on 1 second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no, I can't find it. It's all the way up there, but it had something to do with like a person who a person who does not understand the root of their emotions and what triggers them is easily manipulated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's easily manipulated. um I'm not sure how we got off on this tangent, but
I think it's a large sum of people too, especially Americans. Whoo,
woo, Lord
yo.
of mercy.
Do you ever think about how other countries look at us?
Oh, I know they probably like, oh, motherfucker, crazy.
I just be thinking about like how we've always been like America is the place to be. We're number one. Everybody wants to come here. And then I was looking through stuff and I'm like, do people actually just want to come here, or is that just what we've always been like conditioned to believe?
I think it's what we've been conditioned to believe. I do.
Like, okay, we've always thought like our way of life was the best way of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it? And I think that's why there's a lot of problems when it comes to like racism and stuff, is because people are like, well, there's third world countries, there people don't even get no water to drink. Like, well, who do you think you are? Like, yeah. Do you ever think about maybe we should look into some of the shit that's not right with the country? Like, we think this is this perfect utopian society. Meanwhile, people getting choked out on the street for protesting basic human rights. And you think this is like the perfect. And I think that's why we're at this place that we're in right now, is
Yeah.
because it's like we're starting to like peel back the layers and really show the America that a lot of us have seen, a lot of black people have seen.
That we've already known is here. It's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I didn't know this was. Oh. Consciously made a really, really. One, I love Consciously.
He's dope.
He like I have learned so much from just watching him.
Yeah.
And I love how he has his own flavor. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Pete Gang though. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. But he was having a debate with with a guy who,
Was that Black Trump supporter?
Yeah.
I was watching that joint.
So good. And he was making a point, and he was like, the American school system, public school system, like you have to know white American history in order to graduate.
You don't need to know Black
You
American
don't need
history.
to know exactly. And he's like, so then you get people who go through these school systems and it's like, oh my God, I didn't know racism was, because you didn't have to learn about it.
Right.
Whereas I have to know what these white men did. I have to know how great America is. Like we are, what's the word? When you're indoctrinated. And like public schools indoctrinate people. So whether America is great, I think America has a lot of great qualities. We're definitely like one of the better nations. But I also believe that a large part of it is we've been trained and conditioned to believe that our country is so great. Yeah. And so we tend to not see the not so pretty parts.
Right. Shit in the shadows. Little Ray sit in the corner like, hey, I'm over here. Shut up, nigga.
Actually, racism is like the whole room, and we
Yeah.
just kind of like in this little umbrella.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I like shit is on fire. No, it's cool. It's cool.
I think that I remember watching that and I was like, damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like I never thought of it's so crazy, man. Like that's an elective.
Yes.
Choosing to learn about African American history.
Yes.
That's an elective.
American government, you had to take it.
Yeah.
American US history, you had to take it.
I also hate too, like we're getting a little off subject too, but I also hate how I just hate like damn, what I hate? American government. Yeah, I'm hating that.
History.
Damn, what was I about to say? I'm blank. I lost it.
Okay. All right. Dang.
Well, let's jump back on subject then.
It'll come back to you.
Probably won't. But excuse me. I'm just joking on my spin shit. So another thing too that I've noticed that a lot of people don't do, especially, I don't know, I can't even say a lot of just mostly millennials because I can only speak for the generation that I'm in. Ghosting. And I think ghosting is just a matter of people not respecting other people's time. Like you have like a total disdain for someone else's time. And it's like, let me just use myself as an example. I've done this so much and I'm still working at getting better at it. So nasty ass fork. I'll do this thing where like I'll make plans with someone, but I'm like, damn, I really shouldn't have done that. I really am like, I don't know if I really want to do this or even if I do, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I got the money. I'm kind of broke. I don't really want to go on this date. And so I'll wait to the last second and then I'll be like, yeah, actually, I don't really want to do this as she's putting on her makeup or I just won't say nothing. And it's like this total disdain for other people's time. It's so fucked up. Like it takes a minute to be like, hey, can we reschedule? Hey, I don't really want to go out with you. Hey, I'm broke as shit. Like that's all it takes. But people would rather avoid that than face it head on. Shit, I do it. I am guilty of doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's a little bit of disdain, and I think it's a little bit of trying to meet a need. Do. Okay, so remember I said like being mindful of like how your needs drive your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for example, I might not want to do something, but I don't really want to say no because I know this person wants me to come and be there, and I'll feel bad if I say no. What's the need there? Well, connection. I value our connection, and I don't want to threaten that connection by doing something that the person might not like. So I'm gonna say yeah, but then I'm like, damn, I don't even really want to go. You know, like there's another need there's my need, another need that's coming up that's in conflict with the connection, and so then you're like battling until it's the last minute. And I'm like, okay, let me just tell them I don't want to go. Yeah. Not saying that's that's not saying that's the scenario that plays in a lot of people's heads, but I think there's an underlying root to it. Is well, what is the need that you're trying to fulfill? Some people ghost, like say I was talking to somebody and then I don't text them back or anything like that anymore, but I don't want to tell them that I don't want to talk to them anymore because I don't want to deal with that uncomfortable feeling. What need is there? Do I think I'm a bad person if I tell them like I don't want to deal with them, or if they get angry at me? What does that mean about me? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully that made sense, but I was trying to draw the connection that I think there's more to it. I think sometimes it is people just don't give a damn, but I also think, especially when you care about the person to some extent, that there's something that you're trying to salvage or save.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, for example, there was this one girl we were supposed to go get brunch on Sunday.
You didn't go get brunch.
Not only did we not get brunch, I didn't even respond when she asked what time and where.
Why?
I just didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, I don't really want to go. You know what it is? You know what it is?
What is it?
You know, I'm starting to realize what it is, Lauren.
What is it, Landon?
You know what it is, Auntie May?
What it is, baby?
Honestly, I think it's like this want for a connection with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I think certain people like, oh, we're talking, you'll be cool to connect with. Like, even if we don't have any type of sexual encounter or anything like that, it's like just being around someone. It's kind of selfish. You don't think so?
No, it's not. But we are wired for connection. There's nothing
Yeah.
selfish about wanting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because it's like, man, like, especially because I fuck with someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's someone who I fuck with, but I know right now isn't the time for it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I know these other people, like, sometimes I don't really want to be with this person that I just met on Hinge or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I want that connection.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not ready for a
Yeah.
fully invested connection right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the underlying need is I need connection, but I also don't want to form such a connection that like now it's hard to separate because I also know I need time to myself. Like I need this time to focus on myself. So you're battling between, and I'm still trying to understand how to walk that line. Especially when you're so used to a lot of your relationships, and talking about myself, going from platonic to romantic. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't really even know how to navigate that space of it just being strictly platonic, but I still want the connection,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, man. I don't know. Just,
Yeah.
it's just a weird place to be in. These 20s, I'm just waiting for 30 to hit. Because apparently when you turn 30, shit just makes sense, apparently.
That's when like you really is in your prime.
Yeah. Because right now, everything, I remember this one meme that you sent me with Lisa crying. She's like, why do I got to be the one to break the generational curse?
Like, I don't want this shit. I don't want it.
That's how I be feeling. That's how I'm like, bro, why? Like, why I gotta be aware of shit, man? Why can't I just be like blind again?
Ignorant.
Like, that shit is stressful, man.
It is very stressful, bro. I remember in the mirror, like,
but I'm so proud of you.
Oh, man.
yeah, man. It's I mean, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. And that was one of the things too I was telling my therapist is that I was like, I know I want to have like a family and I want to have kids and stuff, but I would rather be alone and bring my child into the world and them have to deal with and feel what I've felt. Like I don't want them. I want them to grow up and know that healthy love is the norm, is the standard. It's not an outlier. It's not a shot in the dark. Like that's a standard. That's what you deserve. I don't want them to chase after relationships that make them doubt their worth and who they are. Like I want them to know who they are and I want them to grow up in a healthy, functioning 2-parent home. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And to get that, I got to deal with my own shit. But that's how we break generational curses. We've been given this knowledge because we are capable of doing it.
Yeah.
But that shit hard, bro. Help me.
Y'all, I got these motherfucking angels, but yeah.
Help me. Y'all watching me struggle?
They up there laughing, kiki
I
kaka.
be mad sometimes. Like, y'all just can sit here and watch me struggle and cry. Y'all like this?
That's why sometimes I be thinking simulation theory is. I mean, I don't know how much I really believe it, but I'm like, there's no way that all these life lessons are happening to me right now. Like, this gotta be like, y'all gotta be up in some screen watching me. Like,
fuck with him.
you almost there, Landon. Come on, you almost there. Like, I'm over here like, man, fuck. Like, I don't want to keep working on this shit.
Let's do this no more. I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit's wild. You know about simulation theory?
No, tell me about it. I feel
Basically,
like, is it similar to like a Black Mirror episode?
it basically is a Black Mirror episode. Basically, it's like that you living in a simulation. Let me look up the exact definition. We're gonna go way off topic real quick.
I feel like we should stop saying we're going off topic because I feel like that is baked into our show. It's like you should expect some tangents at this point.
So, simulation theory. What is reality? Is the first thing that says. Shut the hell up. From can y'all just give me the damn definition?
No, they got to keep you on there longer. That way their rankings will get higher.
I hate those things that like he opened up his basement. You wouldn't believe what he said. So I click on it, right? And it's like, it was a normal day on Sunday when Mark was sitting in his house. Click next. Mark noticed something and you wouldn't believe what he saw. Click next. He opened his eyes. It was crazy. Click next. I'm like, bro, can y'all just say what the hell Mark found? Damn.
You know they do that on purpose, right?
Oh yeah. After about the third or fourth click, I'd exit out. I'd be hot. Okay. Simulation theory is the proposal that all of reality, including the Earth and the rest of the universe, could in fact be an artificial simulation. Some versions rely on the development of a simulated reality, a proposed technology that would be able to convince its inhabitants that the simulation was quote unquote real. The simulation hypothesis bears a close resemblance. Damn, my screen big as shit. You see me turning my head?
Yeah.
Resemblance to various other skeptical scenarios from throughout history and philosophy. This makes me think about something else. Have you ever remembered something super vivid and then you go back and then it's no longer like what you remembered it as?
Yeah, that's called something. The Mandela effect or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. Like, I'm like, I remember this game being different. And I'm like, this didn't end this way.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one thing that's like with peanut butter, and I'm like, that's not real? Because I remember that. And they're like, no, it's not real.
What? Peanut butter?
No, it's a certain type of peanut butter brand that they said has never, ever existed. But I vividly remember this peanut butter brand. And they're like, no. I'm like,
You might be a simulation, Laura. I might not even be real. I start twitching. Just stuck.
Well, you know what? There's one of my favorite TED Talks is this neuroscientist who basically, I mean, he, in so many words, proves that we're all hallucinating. It's the dopest. It's so good. Because when I say that, people are like, what? And then you watch the video and it's like, damn.
But can you give like a rundown? I'm going to watch it later. What can you give a rundown of what he was saying?
So basically he's saying is like, we're all hallucinating because your brain can't see, feel, hear, smell, nothing. So your brain is always just guessing at what it sees.
And associating stuff with how
exactly.
Yeah.
And he said what we call reality is just we're all hallucinating and we agree on it. Yeah. It's really good.
Your red could be really green, but we've just known it to be red.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Remember that whole fiasco with the two dresses being different colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see? I'm interrupting the hell out of you.
What is it?
Billie Eilish posted these shoes. Do you follow her?
No, I don't, but she's dope.
So she posted these shoes and they were mint and white, but they looked pink and they were mint. They were mint and white, but they looked pink and white. And she was like, "Are y'all crazy? Like they're literally." She's holding them like they're literally mint and white. I'm like, "No, they're literally pink and white. What are you talking about?" And it's crazy because then she shows like pictures and they look mint, and she's like, "These are the same shoes." She holds them up and they're pink. I'm like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on?" Then I started to see a little mint. I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
See a little mint. Yeah. He goes. So the neuroscientist goes through a whole bunch of like different experiments, and he shows it too. Of like, basically, this guy has a fake hand. And
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time. It's one of my favorite TED Talks. But there's two hands. It's the guy's actual hand, and then there's a fake hand right beside his actual hand. And so the tester has like a feather or something that he's rubbing the actual hand with. And then all of a sudden, a guy comes and stabs the fake hand, and the guy moves his hand as if it's his hand getting stabbed. And that's what it goes back to his point is like your brain is guessing at what's happening based on the stimuli that it receives. And I'm like, damn, we really could be hallucinating.
That makes me also think about like when people like have these negative self-talk. It's like we're guessing how a situation could go before it even happens.
Yes, based on the information that your brain has received in the past. So if you think about people that have grown up in dysfunctional homes, their brains have retained certain pieces of information about relationships. So when they identify something that's very, very similar, automatically you go back to when you first experienced whatever it was. Yeah.
That's like me with these auditions. Why I be so scared?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about how I felt when I was thank you. We'll be in contact. No, you won't. No, you won't. Shut up.
Yeah. And
Did I ever tell you about the story of the last audition that I had when I was like, dude, fuck acting?
no, what happened?
Yo, I was killing it in the mirror. I'm about to get this mug. I'm saying the lines. I know them all. I hit top to bottom. I was in my bag. I go up in there and I'm in there joking, kiki kind with them and stuff. They all like, oh yeah, I could tell they was excited. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, yeah, I got this. As soon as I start the first line, I messed up. I'll kind of start that over. Like, hey, I was like, okay. Now my heart started beating a little bit. I started to get outside of myself a little bit. I start going again. I mess up the words. I forget a couple lines. And then the third time, I was just saying the lines like, we are probably living in a simulation. Here's what you should. Like, I was just hot. And I walked out and I was like, what the fuck did I just do? And I started laughing. I was like laughing. I walked outside. I was laughing hard like on some Joker shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck did I just do? I'm like, yo, fuck acting. I ain't doing this shit no more. Like, it was really like pain, but I was laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. A coping mechanism.
Yeah, dude. I was driving home laughing, and I called my agent like, hey man, I ain't doing this acting shit no more. He was like, all right, cool. And yeah, I just thought about that because since then I get these different notifications about audition and stuff, and I'd be looking at them like, oh, I should audition for that, but I have yet to audition again since then. And I think it's really just that talk in my head, like that self-talk. I'm like, nah, you remember I went a whole year and didn't book a single thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's because I wasn't ready, and I know I'm a completely different actor now. But I just know how that feeling was of knowing I wouldn't, like, it's different when you like, oh yeah, that was a great performance. Like if I don't get a call back, it's because they were looking for something different. But I was like, there's no way they're gonna call me. I was like, that shit was so bad, they might block me from coming in again. I was just like, yo. Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. I've never heard that story. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I think my AC went out that day too. I was laughing because I was so goddamn hot.
You know, I hate to say, I hate Murphy's Law, but you know what Murphy's Law is?
That's really how shit be.
I hate it when I used to work at Gulfstream. When one thing would happen bad, they would always be like, Murphy's Law.
They start losing their shit. They running around fighting people, choking each other out.
Burning down the damn Murphy's Law. Stop that shit. Cut it out.
But yeah, no, it sometimes I'll have one of those days and I'll just stop and be like, all right, I'm done for the day.
I'm done. It'll be 9:00 in the morning. I'm done for the day. That's it. I'm good. I'm hanging up.
The worst shit. The very worst shit is when you've had a terrible day and it's like you try to put the key in the door and you drop the keys. Nigga just start crying.
Oh my God. And we'll just spiral. This is why I never gonna do this. And
I had one of those days. I was just a fucking mess. And then the next day I got up and was fine. I've learned that it's okay to have those days.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Some days I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna bitch out today. It's all right. I need it. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, I hope that you're feeling more confident in your acting, because I mean your performances are moving.
Thank you.
They're moving, like move to tears, moving.
Thank you. No, I know it, man. I just know sometimes I'll like start audition and then I'll start to like close up again. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
And I'm like, damn, just the fear of the same thing happening again.
Is there any evidence that will happen again?
No, there's nothing. But like you said, our brain act on patterns. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like the pattern of me auditioning a couple years ago was I wasn't getting them shits. And so it's like, what would be different now? And I'm like, well, I've taken classes. Like I'm actually working towards it. And it's like, well, will that change how you audition? I'm like, I don't think so. And it's like, are you sure? And I'm like, nigga, I think, damn.
Yeah. Understanding. Yeah. I mean, talking yourself through it is the biggest thing. Is one, understanding, you understand that fear, where it comes from. Like, what do you really want? What need am I really trying to get met? Like, what, and I also ask myself too, and I feel that, like, what are you trying to protect me from? You know, that's what our fears are. They're just trying to protect us from something. So like whenever you want to do something that you're really passionate about and you feel that fear, just ask yourself, like, what are you trying to protect me from?
Yeah.
You know, and then, all right, is that really a threat? Am I really in danger? What's the worst that will happen if whatever, you know, happens? Okay. Can I rebound from it? Yeah. What are you trying to protect me from? So a lot of people, I feel like we close ourselves off to things that we're very passionate about because of our fears. And it's like, well, what is it trying to protect me from? Thank you for trying to protect me. But I got this.
Yeah. But then if it doesn't happen to work out, your brain gonna be like, see, nigga, I thought I told you. I told you it wasn't gonna work.
And when that happens, it's like, okay, but what victory can I draw in this? That I did something, you know? Instead of letting a fear hold me back, I did something. And celebrate that. Like, celebrate, one, not only did you do something, but you overcame a fear that has held you back for years.
Yeah.
You know, and that, like, once you acknowledge that, the next time it happens, all right, it didn't work out the way I wanted to, but I did it. I can do it again, and it might work out this time. You know, but getting over that first hurdle is always the hardest. Just ask yourself, what are you trying to protect me from?
I think the crazy thing too is like how there never stops being fears. Like, you know, you get over that fear, so you're like, oh, I'm cool now. And it's like, what do you mess up when you get on set? It's like, damn, bro, we just got past me auditioning.
Yes. Which is why I think it's so important to ask, what are you trying to protect me from? Because at every stage there will be a fear, at every single stage. So understanding why it's there and understanding what need is trying to be met will help you navigate that. Like, okay, that's how when people say, like, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's hard when you don't know what you're afraid of. Like, what? It's paralyzing.
For real.
Yeah, but we're at 58 too.
Okay.
But when I feel like when you acknowledge the fear instead of avoiding it, because I see a lot of, like, you know, I hate those fucking motivational pages sometimes because it's so toxic positivity.
Oh my God, yes.
Jesus Christ, you know, just don't ignore it, do it. I'm a proponent of getting to the root of it, because I think when you can get to the root of it, that gives you clarity, and then you can move how you want to move,
right?
Rather than being reactive.
Yep.
You know, so feel the fear, understand why it's there, then do it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Well, let's go wrap this thing up, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Man. That was a good show. We had good laughs in that mud.
Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Well, once again, thank you all so much for tuning in every week. We'll be like 14 weeks.
Episode 13 last week. So.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. Dude,
14 weeks.
This is dope. Actually, we missed one. I just thought about that because.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
I forgot what I was doing.
You were moving. So
Yeah.
It was a lot going on. And it would have just been way too much. We're at 955 downloads. So more downloads from 1,000. I'm going to get back on posting. I've been doing a terrible job, but.
No, you good. You're busy, man.
Yeah. I'm just learning to manage my time a little better. So.
Yeah. I'm up on the TikTok stuff too. Because I know I made the TikTok, posted a couple videos, so I'm going to start posting more. But that's another stuff. That's something me and you could talk about. Yeah. Thank y'all so much, man, as always, for supporting us, for tuning in. Because it's fun. I enjoy doing these. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope to see the numbers as well. So that's it for us, man. What I be saying? I forgot. This is another. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Let me do it again.
Hold on. Okay.
That little ass burp. Little baby ass burp. All right, y'all, man. This has been another episode of Southern Hospitality, where me and my sister talk about the Black millennial experience in America. I'm your co-host, Landon Moss.
And I'm Gabby Moss.
And we are out.